Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're doing well. Yesterday on my Instagram, I posted this picture and I had a subscriber ask if I can recreate the look. So here we are. I did use some new products, so I will make sure to give you guys a review while I'm using those. And yeah, everything else you guys have seen me use in the past. So let's just go ahead and get started. For my primer, I've really surprisingly have been loving this so much. The e.l.f. putty primer. This is the matte one. I have noticed that my skin does not get as oily throughout the day when I use this. So I specifically like to use it here where my oils start to kind of pull through. And it does a good job also with filling in my pores a bit, so we'll put it here as well. And typically something like this I only use on the T-zone area. Alright, so for my foundation today, I'm going to use this one from ILIA. Guys, I'm just gonna tell you right now, I think I'm in love. This is the Super Serum Skin Tint with an SPF of 40. I'm using the shade Paloma. So the box here says it is hydrating and a natural protection. It has niacinamide, squalane, and hyaluronic acid. So the way to apply this, they recommend to use your fingers. I kind of dislike that, but at the same time, that's how I've been testing this out, and I like the outcome of it, so I kind of don't really want to mess with it. But I'm thinking next time I use it, today I want to use it how they're telling us to use this product, but I am going to eventually try it with my Blendiful because something like this doesn't really absorb a lot of product, so this might apply this tint pretty nicely. I know a lot of people don't have that, so we'll just go ahead and follow the directions. It says, shake vigorously before use, dispense half a dropper into palms of hands and apply like a serum. And it says it's good for sensitive skin, which is great. So I'm gonna go ahead and start shaking this vigorously. And it says about half of this. Now this does have an SPF of 40, but remember guys, you still need to apply like your own separate SPF before using something like this. Don't count on foundations, skin moisturizers, or tinted serums as your SPF because it's just not going to be enough. You have to apply a lot more than what, one would think. So now I'm just pretty much applying this like a serum, like I said, except it's a lot of product. So I'm going to take my time and just really try to work this in. So once I've covered the entire face, I like to then pat it in. Just like this. I'm sorry if you hear that. My dogs are upstairs. So this is supposed to give you a light natural finish, which it does. As you can see, there's still some blemishes and hyperpigmentation peeking through. It does say that you can build it up. I don't really like to do that, especially because of where I need a little bit more coverage. This right here, I can always drag down my concealer some more and then add some concealer to my chin and to this blemish. And that's pretty much it, instead of just going in and continuing to layer, because even with a product like this, if I were to layer, I will still have to go in and spot conceal anyway because it is such a thin formula. So I think just one application of this, well, personally, is fine. It says it has like a dewy finish to it. I don't really see that as much as I just see more of a natural finish. So I don't see a lot of dewiness happening. After a few hours, it starts to look a little bit more dewy, but it doesn't get to the point where it's too excessive on me. Again, I have been using it with the matte putty primer, so maybe that's helping me. I just love it so much. I haven't been wanting to use it with something else. But yeah, so let's move on to concealer now. So I'm going to use this one from KOSAS. It's called the Revealer. Super creamy and brightening concealer, and I'm using the shade 5. And here it says, apply anywhere you want to brighten, sweep or dab onto skin, blend with your fingers, build as needed. Okay, so yesterday that I used this, I did have to build it up a little bit, but we'll see what happens today. I think yesterday, I used a brush. You know what, today I'm going to use my Blendiful since it's sitting right here anyway to start working this into the skin. And then I start dragging it down Now whatever's left, I'm bringing above my eyes here. So that is one layer on one eye there. Let's work this eye now. Okay, so that is just one layer of the concealer. So as you can see, I mean, it gives a pretty decent amount of coverage. I do want a little bit more. And I'm also gonna add some to my chin here. This blemish. But I'm gonna just apply it here and then we can kind of drag out the rest. I don't want to over apply either because with any product, even if the formula is very thin, I mean, at some point it'll start building up too much and it's more noticeable that you're wearing more makeup than what we probably should. So just try to be minimal with how much I'm applying. And then just drag out the excess product. And there we go. So this right here, I'm happy with this coverage. Now, do I look super, super flawless? No, this foundation is not meant to do that. This concealer, depending on how much coverage you actually need, can probably give you more of that flawless look. Again, because I have really dark circles, I have more to cover around the face. It's not going to do as good of a job as something that's more thick in formula or is more of a full coverage. But I am very happy with this combination here. So let's go ahead and set. I'm going to use this powder from Charlotte Tilbury. It is the Magic Powder Under Eye and Face. Now, I can't remember if I like this for the under eye area. So we're gonna see. The smell of this is horrendous. Did she, because I got mine when she first released this powder, did she reformulate her powder so that it doesn't have such a horrible scent? I know it smells like this because she didn't want to add a fragrance, which I appreciate, but then at the same time, but this is what we have to put up with, and oh. Alright, so, you know, I'm gonna grab a bigger brush, grab a little bit more. The rest of the face. Like, I don't want to apply too much powder. This is just so that the foundation isn't like too tacky because it is a serum formula. It's going to, I feel like it takes a little bit longer for it to like really sink into your skin. So I think using a little bit of powder, just applying very lightly around the face is gonna help with the rest of the makeup. I'm gonna use this from Chanel. It is the Eclat du Désert. It's the illuminating powder, okay guys? Yeah, it's part of the like desert collection. And then I love to use this with a big brush. So this is the powder brush from La Mer. And it doesn't give like a super like blinding highlight. It just adds a really nice glow to the skin. Alright, so for bronzer, I'm going to use this one from Tom Ford. It is the Glow Bronzer in the shade Terra. And just warm up the face. When I first got this bronzer and used it for like the first time, I fell in love. It is such a great bronzer. I was regretting so much that I bought the small one instead of the bigger one. But in reality, I don't need the bigger one. I have so many bronzers. And I mean, it's not like if I've hit pan or anything. And I've had this maybe for about a year, I think. So, yes. It's a good one. It's just that size is actually pretty good for me. Okay, for blush, this is a new one too. I love this. So this is from Persona. She recently released 2 shades in this super blush formula. I think these are her first blushes anyway from her line. And I got the shade Georgia, which is this one here. So this is like a very peachy blush, which I love any tones of like peachy blushes. I mean, they're just perfection for me, especially for the spring and summertime. The other one that she released is like a mauve shade. I'm happy this is the one I picked up because I love it. They're quite pigmented. And it does a really good job at just brightening up the face. And yesterday I had my makeup on for about 10 hours and it stayed on pretty well. The intensity did tone down a little bit throughout the day, but you can still see my blush. At the end of the day, I was happy with how my face looked. I was so tired when we went to bed. We actually ended up falling asleep while watching 90 Day Fiancé. We're still watching that. I'm finally on season 4. But I fell asleep, so I'm gonna have to replay the last episode. For the eyes, I'm going to apply a little bit of primer. My favorite primer is this one from Fenty, the Pro Filter Amplifying Primer. And I'm gonna do my eyebrows real quickly. I'm using the ABH Brow Wiz in the shade Ebony. So I pulled out the Dominique Cosmetics Latte 2 palette. It's this guy right here. Just to kind of save us some time. Otherwise, this video is going to be super long. And I don't know if you guys enjoy long videos or not. I personally do, but I'm not sure how entertaining I am. So we'll just speed through this, okay? Okay, so I'm all done with this palette. I did go ahead and mix these two shades right here called Café con Leche and Frothy and just added a little bit to my brow bone. Now, what I do want to say is overall, I think this palette is amazing. The only thing is, and I noticed this yesterday, today it's not as bad. This shade right here that I used on my lid, I used it as a topper because I feel like that's really how this is meant to be used if you do not use a glitter primer. So yesterday I didn't use a glitter primer. I just went straight into the shade right here and tapped it onto my lid. Two things that happened. One, it really just looked like a topper. I actually really liked the combination of it and how it added just a little bit of like glitterness onto my lids without it being too much. The problem is that it caused a lot of fallout. So that's why I decided to use the glitter primer today. But now I feel like with the glitter primer, it came out a little bit more opaque. So it really depends on how you want to use it. I think if you're going to use this as a topper and I use a glitter primer, definitely do your eye makeup before you do your face makeup. And even right now, there is still some glitter, but nowhere near how it looked yesterday. So otherwise, definitely use a glitter primer. So now I'm gonna go ahead and apply some eyeliner. And I finally purchased a few things from Victoria Beckham. Whew, I'm so excited. So I haven't tried the other eye products yet. I did get one of the eyeshadow palettes as well as one of the lid lusters. But I have yet to try that. However, I did use this one in my look yesterday. This is the Satin Kajal Liner in the shade Bordeaux. And this is, let me do a watch for you guys. It is such a beautiful shade. And you know what? Let me also swatch because I'm a little bit curious how it looks. Oh, this is definitely deeper though. Next to the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk eyeliner. So the one over here is Charlotte Tilbury, and then the one on this side over here is the Victoria Beckham. I think the Victoria Beckham one is a little bit more flattering on me, and it applies a lot easier on me as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and use this and line my top lash line with it. And then with a little brush, we're gonna use it to blend out the top lash line. And I'm also gonna apply this in my bottom waterline. You know what, this did not irritate my eyes at all yesterday when I wore it. And then just with the smudger it comes with, I'm going to just run it here against my lashes. Just to smudge any excess product here. I do need a little bit of that inner corner highlight, so I'm going back to this Chanel highlighter we used and a pencil brush. I'm gonna curl my lashes and apply some Thrive mascara, and I'll be right back. Okay, for my lips, I'm gonna use this Revlon Super Lustrous Lip Shine in the shade 19 Dewy Peach. I love the shade. And this product here was definitely purchased because of Alana Davidson. She's been talking about this. And I saw a lot of people were tagging her on their pictures with this product, and it's actually really nice. It's a very nice bright peachy shade, very pretty. I feel like it complements this look really well because the highlighter I did use is somewhat of a pink highlighter, and then the blush I used that peach blush. So this lipstick has like a peachy pink hue to it, I think, and I feel like it looks really, really good. So that is it. This is the completed look. So overall, just like little reviews on the new products that I used today. This foundation I absolutely love. The coverage is perfect for an everyday use, for a no makeup look. But just do know that because you do have to use quite a bit of this product, you're going to go through it a lot quicker than other foundations. But it's not, I mean, again, this is somebody that has a pretty big makeup collection, so I have a lot of foundations to kind of rotate around. So for me, that's not going to be much of an issue because I do have other foundations that I do like to use on a regular basis for like an everyday use. But this I think is really good. Now I do have combination skin, so my T-zone gets oily, but the rest of my skin can get a little dry with some like patchiness going on. I haven't found that this clings to any of my dry patches, nor do I feel like it overdoes it with my oily T-zone. It could again be because of the primer that I've been using, but even with that primer, some oils do break through right here on the sides of my nose mostly, but it's not as bad as with other foundations. So I think that this is something that if you have normal, combination, or dry skin, you can use. Now, if you have really oily skin, you know, you may want to get a sample and try it out before actually purchasing it, because I'm not quite sure how it'll work for somebody that's like really excessively oily. The concealer I think is really good. I love the formula. It does not look drying at all. I like the coverage. What kind of coverage is this supposed to give actually? Okay, so it's supposed to be a medium coverage with a radiant finish. I agree with that. I'm happy with the coverage. Obviously, if I want to really disguise my dark circles, I would have to go in with a different concealer. But again, this is another product that is good for an everyday wear or use. So really, really like this. I like how my under eyes look. And it's good that you're able to build it up without it actually looking cakey. Now, I did do 2 layers of that. I would not recommend, nor would I even try anything beyond 2 applications of it. I don't know, I just feel like it'll be a little too much. But overall, I'm just happy with it, and I'm happy how it worked with this foundation as well. So honestly, these 2 products, or these, let me count. These 3 products together are a really nice combo. And yeah, I mean, the rest of my face makeup, I just think everything looks really good together. This Persona blush is so pretty. Let me actually give you guys a swatch of this. Again, this one's Georgia. Look at how bright that looks. Really nice. I just love this. The lip product. Let me also show you guys a swatch of this. It actually is quite similar to the shade of the blush. Alright guys, so that's it as far as today's video. I really hope you enjoyed the products that I shared with you guys and the makeup look I created with them. If you did enjoy this video, please make sure to give me a thumbs up. It really does help me out a lot. And while you're there, do not forget to hit that subscribe button so you do not miss out on any of my future videos. Thank you so much for spending some time with me today. Until next time.